In the year 1521, when Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan landed into the Southeast Asian archipelago, which would be later known as the Philippines, the oldest housing community in the world was also built by Jakob Fugger in Augsburg, Germany. The year 1521 was both the start of the 300-year colonization of the Philippines under the Spanish rule and the construction of the German Catholic housing community known as the Fuggerei. Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to another episode of Lorenzo's Bad Cooking. Today we are traveling to Augsburg, Germany to explore the Fuggerei, the community that is as old as the Philippines. Jakob Fugger von der Lille was the most influential banker, merchant, and mining entrepreneur of his time. Also known as the Rich, he funded a lot of political movements such as the rise of power of Maximilian I and even securing the election of King Charles I of Spain to become Holy Roman Emperor. With his wealth and power, he constructed the Catholic housing community in Augsburg known as the Fuggerei, which is now the oldest housing complex to be still in use today. The Fuggerei administration maintained a meticulous review of who to be admitted, as they want to maintain the Catholic community among all of its residents. For as long as one is Catholic and has been living in Augsburg for at least 2 years, one is qualified to be a resident of the Fuggerei. The first residents of the Fuggerei were poorer Catholics, or those of the working class. An average of 150 residents live in the Fuggerei at a time. Upon the admission of a new family or resident, each family is given the keys to the apartment, the community house rules written by the Fugger family or the administration, and a photo of Jakob Fugger, which is to be hanged in the corridor. Living conditions during the Fuggerei's early years were simple and mostly made of wood. Complete with a chapel and a restaurant, the Fuggerei is known to be a town in Augsburg. Every corner and outer wall of the Fuggerei is adorned with Catholic saint images. In fact, Franz Mozart, the great-grandfather of one of the most recognizable musicians in history, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, lived in the Fuggerei. As soon as the Second World War broke out, the Fuggerei, like most of Germany, was flattened to the ground during airstrikes in February 1944. Nearly 1,500 Augsburg residents died during the airstrikes, 80,000 lost their homes, and a third of the Fuggerei was destroyed. However, an air raid shelter was built beneath the Fuggerei the year prior, which was already planned nearly 10 years before. The air raid shelters were stocked with air raid gear and medical needs for the residents. On March 1 of 1944, only 3 days after the air raids, the Fuggerei administration decided to rebuild the Fuggerei. In 1945, the first houses were rebuilt and the residents were once again admitted. The Fuggerei is in fact a living wonder of the past 500 years. Although the houses are still in use by the current residents, the community also functions as a museum to retell the world of its rich history. With only €6.50, you can tour around the oldest housing complex in the world, or the housing complex that is as old as the Philippines.